Farms in Waterford, Pennsylvania. Of course, it's your fall harvest season, as you like to call it, but everybody heads to Port Farms this time of year, don't they?
They sure do. They sure do.
How's this season been so far?
It's been great. The weekends have been pretty darn good to us, and people have been coming out during the week, so we're always happy to see them.
We want to talk about fall, but I want to tell you that I attended a wedding there this summer. What a gorgeous wedding venue you have. And don't forget that. But everything's right there. You get married right there. You go and you have the reception. It's so beautiful, and I really, really enjoyed it.
We worked really hard on that, and I love my gals that get married there, and the guys too, but mostly the girls. It's a pleasure. We love tradition, so we enjoy it a lot.
It's great.
I mean, Port Farms just seems to keep on expanding and expanding and getting bigger.
It does.
Yeah.
And everybody always says that. They come out through and they're like, oh my gosh, what did you do this year?
Yeah.
And we have some big stuff coming our way. We're not releasing anything yet, but next year's looking like a pretty darn big year for us.
Oh my gosh.
But this is 20 years for us this year for the pumpkin farm, and 125 years for a family farm.
Right.
Oh
So our daughter joined us last year, so she's the 5th generation to move into the farm. So excited.
You must see families come with little ones and maybe even next generation. That must be so rewarding for you.
It is, and that's what kind of powers us to keep adding because we're getting the kiddos that were with us 20 years ago, and they're bringing their kids, and we're trying to grow with them. We want to do things for little people as much as teenagers, as much as for adults. So my favorite story is having an 80-some-year-old couple roll around in the corn pit that night. So I was like, that topped everything.
The corn pit. I can't tell. We were looking through pictures the other day. Wyatt had to submit something, from his childhood for the yearbook, and I can't tell you how many Port Farm pictures we have in the corn pit year after year after year. And and now it's my nephews that are in the corn pit, and you come home with a little piece of Port Farms with you.
You find that corn for a long time, Kelly.
For a very long time. It is by far. I don't like the corn pit, but everybody loves
They
that
love
thing.
the corn pit.
Yeah,
what is the secret of the corn pit?
My kids, before we started this whole craziness, they would go down, they would play in the grain bin. Now, it was pretty low to the ground, so, don't want to get beat up on that because I know it can be dangerous, but they would roll around in the corn and also the soybeans, and it was just fun.
Yeah.
So we thought
it's like sensory activity before that was like such a big thing.
And we figured if they're doing it, other kids would probably want to do it.
Yeah.
And the adults love to do it. Everybody loves that stupid thing.
I love it. Talk about what's new this year if folks haven't made it out to Port Farms yet.
Oh, gosh. So I'm trying to think what's new. We did the Flower Festival. This is year number 2 for that. We changed some of our food venues around a little bit. We're trying some new things there. Really trying to think what we did that was new. Tiny Town,
Tiny Town.
I love Tiny Town.
Tiny Town.
That was new last year?
That was new last year. We added a couple little things, tweaked it a little bit. But it was mostly the food venues. We had a few up to date. Oh, we added lights. We're open at night now.
There you go.
I was surprised when I went out there last year. Your food menu is pretty extensive. You're not just getting, hot dogs and a bag of chips. There is some really good stuff on that.
Yeah, and Jerry he smokes all the beef, pork. Smokes the pork. The chicken, the hamburgers. The hamburgers we get from Gordon's, Smith's hot dogs. I mean, we try to keep everything local as much as we can.
Well, we'll have to have you back when it gets closer to the Christmas season because you extend through the Christmas season. You have Christmas trees and you've got events with Santa and all kinds of fun family events. So we'll have to have you back and you can tell us all the great things that we need to do that time of year.
When do you sleep?
We don't.
January, maybe.
January, we try.
Thanks for coming on, Kelly.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure.